here, record. Okay, it's recording.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or Venus
so
needs to live in the real world and not view things through recordings. But go on.
so I don't see anything. What I just did. Oh my gosh.
That would be a software demo for you. Everything works right up until the demo, and then everything goes square to hell. That's the best way to find bugs, is go show it to people.
Yeah, yeah. What now? What, what I did here? I'm not sure. Let me just try again. What the hell? I don't understand what's going on. I'm sorry for this. It was working right now. I'm stopping. I'm running again. A few minutes, please.
No problem.
All good.
Do you want us to try loading anything on our side too, or is it local?
No, it's local on my machine.
Oh.
So, but I'll give you a context. Rubina, I did a demo for her because she's going to do the testing, the QA, and the first thing that she saw was our notifications, and because we have a notification, a green box comes up, and if someone writes it down a new comment, so I got a pop up showing a new, you have a new comment. So when I click down, I have a comment details, notification details with all the new comments listed down. This was like this on the Figma files. But the thing is, as I close down these notifications, it all goes away because I'm not starting anything. So, and if I have already seen, if I have this preview panel open with the comments panel open, these notifications, the comments are marked as viewed, and I don't have how to, I don't have to how to keep tracking of what was the notification. So her input on this was, well, we should be able, she asked me, how can I see that notification again? I want to see the list of the new comments again. And I, I didn't have how to do that. We didn't store that. So right now, what I did was to store it locally on the browser. The browser has a database, a small database which is storing the notifications, and I'm trying to mimic Facebook's notification system, which we have a built-in. So it's running now. Let me see if I can show. So we have a button which I can display the list again, and the notifications are persistent, and so I can remove them from the list if I want to. And okay, it's coming up. Now it's the icons. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, what I did here was I put on a new icon here, and I created this button on red comments, so I can always see the the notifications. I can delete them. I can the notifications that I haven't read. So this one is brand new. This number 2 is brand new. So I'm trying. I just tried to add this bluish color to the notification so we can distinguish from the other one. So because if I click this one, it shows me the the comment, linked comment. This comment is marked as red right now. And the other one, I didn't click down, so it's not marked. So when I click down here, this one will mark it as red. So I'm gonna go there. So if I go back and see it, now it doesn't have the bluish and doesn't have the green dot. So unfortunately, I'm not sure what's happening with the CSS.
Yeah, try just refreshing the page. Maybe
Yeah,
sometimes it just loads it again.
I'm gonna
But,
close it.
I have seen that before.
Yeah, let me try it again.
I see the scenario you're calling out, and I think the solve you came up with, is it essentially showing you all of the activity in terms of new comments that are coming through, and you can always go look at it? I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of the coolest thing I've seen happen out of an issue that popped up, right? And that's actually, I think that could be super helpful for someone to go back to. Elise, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing for me is maybe the label, like instead of unread comments, maybe it's like just notifications or something else that, because sometimes like when they're actually read, I assume they still stay in that list unless you hit the X.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's.
So my plan now is to make a bunch of screenshots and let you guys think of that, or because I chose it. I chose the icon myself. I'm not sure if this is the right one, because what I wanted was to use this icon for the bell, the ring. Here but we already have this one, and this one is not inside CPK. So for me to use this same icon would be such a horrible job. So that's why I chose this other one.
For sure.
So yeah, I was debugging this. Oh, let me see if I can. Yeah, it's right. Okay. So
now it's gonna work.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing that we were working on to fix it. There are some minor issues that we are fixing right now. So yeah, I wanted to be able to use this same icon, but I thought since we already have this bell here, if I put another bell, I thought it would be odd.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's why I chose this one. But if you guys want to change the label, the icon,
Sure.
I also, that thing that I did. Let me get a new notification. So I'm gonna open as a shared link to mimic it as a guest user would open the previews. So for, let's say, on iPhone X, we're gonna add a new comment. What's happening with the icons?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a new comment. Okay. So right now I get a pop-up message. So yeah, so I click down and I have this bluish color here. I put it myself right now because I'm trying to mimic Facebook's notification. Let me show you. So Facebook has this blue for the ones, because this is all the thing I'm trying to mimic Facebook notification. So Facebook keeps the list of notifications, and I can if I already click down on one, it is not blue anymore. But if this one I didn't click down, it keeps blue, like on red. So if now that I click down, so it's not blue anymore. So that's what I did here. So if you want to change this color, if you think this is not okay, I'll create some screenshots and let you think on that. How about that?
Great
Sounds
thinking.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, my immediate thought was maybe we could change it to green just because that's the color that we have as like a new notification. But
Sure.
I mean, like you said, I think all of the thinking here is great.
We can change it to green, a bit of green, like this, for example, something like this.
Yeah, something like that.
And I know
Yeah.
one of the other things that was brought up this morning when we first chatted about this was potentially having a limit on the number of comments
Yeah,
that could
I'm
be
sorry
taken
about
in this.
yeah.
Oh, no worries. It was just one of those that when you started talking about what the actual label was named, like unread comments, my thought immediately went to maybe we could name it something like most recent, and then that implies that there's going to be a cap, like a number cap of like 25, 5, 10, or something, because then it's the most recent or something like that to give reason as to why there might be a limit rather than show them all, or do we
Yeah.
not show them all, you know,
Yeah.
something to think on.
I have two suggestions for this maybe. For example, the way Leonardo is presenting now is not related now to like all new comments only, because there's a possibility that you have a notification there that you already clicked and you already read it. So it's not a new comment, you already read it. And my suggestion would be to rename this model and the button unread comments that Leonardo added over there. Maybe we can change it all to notifications.
Yeah.
So they all have the same name, they all have the same function. It's all the notifications that you get. You get a new notification when someone adds a new comment. So it will be, in my point of view, it will be kind of consistency on this regard. What do you think about that?
I think Danielle's idea to name it something like recent comments is a good idea and to have it be consistent. I wouldn't want to use notifications because that bell has other notifications in it, such as maintenance windows, system outages, these kind of things. And we wouldn't want to call this
I see.
notifications and expect all kinds of notifications to be in there.
I think so
Makes
too.
sense.
But to your point, Thiago, I mean, I think that they should be consistent, the modal, and then, you know, the little bubble or whatever it is over there. If we had those both comments, I think that would make a lot of sense. And then with that number 5, would that just show, would that represent all of the comments then?
That's one other thing that
the new ones.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was going to ask. I totally forgot, but yes. So this number 5 is related to the number of comments that I have. But if you see, also I have a small bug here. It's not 7. But it's counting the amount of comments and replies. But we don't show the replies here. So we only show the parent comment and show the number of replies. So my question is, this number 5 here should be just 3 right now, or should it be 1, 2, 3, more 7, 10, 12? What you guys think?
Do we need a number there?
Can I?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing because it can be a little bit confusing because you see 3, but you actually see 5 on red, but the numbers doesn't match.
Before we get too far into that, can I ask a couple questions real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leo, this is going to be. You need to. I don't want you to take this personal because this has nothing to do with you and the work you're doing, which I think is great. But I'm talking from a project manager standpoint now, and I'm speaking to the product management team, right? Not to you, Leo. So don't think I'm being critical of your work.
Okay.
So this project was what I would consider sort of a soft freeze, right? We're starting, but so now it looks like we want to add an entire new feature, and we're still debating actively on what the requirements of that feature should be, right? So that then means that actually this project is now back in development, which I'm perfectly okay with. Another ramification is this now adds more risks, right? Because it could take an undeterminate amount of time to finish all this. And then my third question is, Brian, in my opinion, is a completely hands-off resource. So who is going to go update the test plan that Robina is following with all this new functionality and all these new decisions and features and how it should be? Will we update the Figma file? You know what I mean? There's like a whole set of items, you know, that Robina needs for her QA process. So like, are we prepared? And I'm okay. If the answer is yes, then that's awesome. Is that we prepared to do all that and take those risks on to add new functionality this late in the game to a project?
Okay, I can answer about the how long it would take. It should be finished by today.
Right, but you can't guarantee that, right? I mean, we could run into
I can guarantee it will be finished by tomorrow. Tomorrow, when we start.
And let's say a hot fix comes. Now, this happens all the time. So, anyways, Leo, this isn't you. I'm not putting you on the spot here. I'm just saying like a hot fix could pop out of the woodwork tomorrow that pulls the entire dev. It happened, has, and will.
But the way which made me do this, it was the way it was. It wasn't clear, so we got a deficiency right there.
Right. But this really question, don't take this wrong. I'm not really directing this question to you. I'm asking the product management team because they're the ones that need to accept these risks. Right. And they probably be the ones that will have to help us, if not completely take responsibility for updating those QA resources, right? So that Robina has something to test against. Because like I said, Brian is like, I can't ask anymore on it. I mean, he's neck deep in hot fixes, and then he's got 20 or 30 different other assorted things that go out with the project. So like, and so what I did is a week or two ago when he had some spare time, I had him create his test plan, but I don't think he's got bandwidth, and nor can I ask him to go add to it. And I'm not being a party pooper here. Like if we're all like, yeah, no problem, we can take care of all that. Like, awesome.
So I wrote the UX expectations for this before going on leave, so my mind's maybe a little blurry on what I thought was in there. Yeah. But before seeing this, I guess maybe I'll just share what I expected in terms of that notification bubble on the bottom. Sure. I remember us talking about like when is something considered unread versus read, and I think Elise and I had talked about like, you know, and even with Farhad, that when you go to the email preview that has the unread comment, I don't remember if we did anything with scrolling, like actually scroll past it or whatever, that then it stays unread until you actually view it. So my assumption was that this little new bubble would stay there until you had done that action of actually physically seeing that comment, in which case we wouldn't run into this scenario where that little notification bubble goes away.
So you're saying that we have a defect in the current, assuming that Leo didn't do what he did, you're saying that what we have currently does not meet the requirements.
Potentially, and again, just my mind might have it wrong if you guys made decisions differently after I left or we documented it differently. Elise, Danielle, do you have anything else on that one?
Sorry. I do vaguely remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, did we document that somewhere?
Yeah, it is actually right here. So assuming we didn't change it at all. Oh, sorry, what was that, Brian?
I remember seeing it when I made the testing plan. So yeah, it's in there somewhere. You said you found it.
Yeah, user scrolls past the comment and either leaves the page and returns or reloads the page. If the user leaves the page and goes to the grid. Yeah, so there's kind of a bullet point in there that talks about this. Now, you know, I don't know how much that takes in terms of development, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what should be, what the expected behavior?
Oh, sure. Did somebody else want to jump in? No? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Amanda. I can make my comments later.
So if you go into, click on that comments area. Let's say you had, 10 different comments on the right-hand side, and there was an unread one in that list. when we wrote the expectations, we had hoped that there'd be a way that we could track, okay, someone actually went to this page where the unread comment existed, even thought, if there's a way to say they scrolled past it, that then we would mark it as read. And if the user had any unread notifications on any one of the previews, that little left corner bubble would display.
Yeah.
It would also have to linger for a few seconds once coming into view, because otherwise, as you scrolled, it would just disappear as soon as it loaded, and you wouldn't know what was new. So it would have to linger for a little bit and then clear. But yeah.
Oh, that's it, Brian. That's a good point. It was user scrolls past the comment and leaves the page and comes back, and then it shows as unread, or they refresh the page. So there is kind of a delay, because yeah, that's a lot happening.
Yeah, so it's like this. It's working like that. So if you read a comment, I get it. I have a big list of comments here. This one will be all marked as read. So this if I scroll down here, this green one, it's all marked as read. But the question is, if that Rubina asked me. So she asked me if I want to go back and see which one are new, because if I get I get this list, okay, I read it down, so I scroll down real quick. Now each of these comments are marked as read. So if I want to say, which was the newer one or something, she asked me, so which was the ones that are marked as new? So I don't know anymore, because we don't have track for this anymore. So that's why I'm pitching this idea to keep the comment stored this list. So
right. So just to be explicit,
let me jump in a little bit, real quick. Right now, I'm just looking into my annotations, and I really as a Epic leader, I didn't see this exact requirement, which could be my fault actually. But the way we did it right now was just for example, if you just enter the email previews, don't open any specific preview, you're gonna see the bubbles and the notifications for all the new comments. But when you enter that specific preview and you open the comments view, it's gonna load all the comments, and as you load it, you are gonna mark them as read. So which run us to a problem that Leonardo is proposing the solution. Because for example, if I had a preview that had like 10 new comments, and I enter that specific preview, enter the comment view, and I see 1 or 2 comments over there, all right, that's okay. So what happens if I want to see the other 8? Because right now I don't have track of it anymore, because I already scrolled to that, but I didn't pay attention to that. And I answered 2, but I don't know which was the other 8. I changed the client, I got out and I came back, and I didn't know what was the 8 new that I didn't respond. So Leonardo is proposing this solution so we could see the list of new comments until you just dismiss it. So you have the track of all the comments that you didn't click to see again, to see the new comment, to add the address to that. And so he can actually come back and check this list and see the comments again. So this is the problem that Leonardo went in on the demo, and it was very well thought. I think it was a great job actually, because it was a very nice idea. And it was actually something that I need to take a look at it, because I didn't see the requirement. Maybe it was my fault, I missed it, I skipped it somehow, but I'll take a look at that as well. But this is the context of this the proposition. Right now, we didn't like manage to put, like, when you scroll to that comment and put it on view, your mark is read after 1 or 2 seconds maybe. But we didn't do this kind of behavior. We didn't. What we did was like if you enter the comment view on that specific one, the comments that's going to be loaded, it's going to be marked as viewed, and only for that specific view mode. If you are in portrait, you're going to mark them the portrait comment as read, but the landscape ones are not read until you enter that view mode.
That's fair, and I do want to say I like the proposed solution. I think everyone's on the same page as that. And what I think Nathan was trying to get an answer from, at least, you know, Amanda, Elise, and I, was this is obviously new scope. This is something that was added, you know, graciously, and is a huge benefit. It's just we don't have a QA plan for it. And are we okay with that risk for it? And like, I just want to say, like, really fast, I absolutely love this. I 100% would love to see, like, Amanda, Elise, and I just make sure that we can write maybe the QA expectations for it, like what we would love to see, what, you know, icon we would like to potentially change little things to, and then write that up. But I'd like, for example, to answer Nathan's question, I don't think this is something that we want to potentially hold up the release for. Like, this should be the next release 1 week later or 2 weeks later or something like that, so we can have time to properly QA it, write things up for Robina. Then Robina has the tools that she needs to QA it, and there's less pressure of, yes, this needs to be roped up with the release immediately along with everything else. So I think that can help make everyone feel a little less pressure of, oh my God, this needs to be released at the same time, but it's brand new, or something like that. Like, I desperately want something like this, because I think it's a fantastic solution to something we think about, but just that gives the, like, Robina more resources in particular to be able to QA.
So I just want to be clear again. I think this is awesome. I think it's awesome you took the initiative. My comments were strictly and solely from project management viewpoint. It had nothing to do with the quality of the idea, the quality of the execution.
No, the valid points, actually.
Customers, any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Very valid points, Nathan. I actually agree that you are actually worried about that. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I can mention is that Leonardo did it from like 1 or 2 days, and it's all ready. So it's up for you guys to change it, tweak something, tweak texts or icons or anything, but the solution is already there. So it's just waiting for you to say, okay, thumbs up, so merge it.
It's just one quick question so I make sure I understood what you meant. When you go into an email preview within one specific mode, were you saying that all of the comments within that mode become unread immediately? Is that what you were saying?
Becomes read immediately, yeah.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
because
right.
you enter this view mode, for example, just like his. Can you change to like iOS, please?
Yeah. iOS 12. Oh,
yeah. Anyone.
Our meet is gonna end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, this one can be good. So, for example, you have these comments on the portrait mode, but this one's gonna be marked as read as you enter. So right now, all these comments are marked as read because you just read them. But on other case, but there is like a landscape mode. The comments on the landscape mode are not marked as read yet. But when you rotate it, if there is any comments over there right now, it will gonna be marked as read.
Yep, and that part makes sense. In terms of like the portrait mode, let's say you had 7 unread ones in there. Are you saying that all 7 become read as soon as the page is loaded?
Yes, that was my fault because I didn't see the requirement. I'm gonna check on that, and but I didn't really didn't miss it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure I heard that right, because I mean, I do still feel like in terms of solving that piece, Danielle, do you think that is something we should be a little more concerned on for this first launch? I mean, obviously it's ideal, right? Like to be able to see what things are unread while you're on that page.
Yes. Just one thing. It's marked as read on the back end, but on the first view, you're going to see all the comments that are unread on there. Maybe you can make an example. Leonardo, can you go to like the shared email preview again, the other tab that you have opened, and go to maybe one iOS, maybe iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, I don't know, and go to the portrait mode of it. Yeah, add like 3 or 4 comments real quick. Momentum, that's good. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So iPhone 8 Plus. So go back to the main application and click on iPhone 7 first. Don't click on iPhone 8 Plus. Yes, turn to the portrait mode. Yeah, now close this one and go to the next one. Yeah, go now open the Plus. Yes, so there's 3 comments over there, but they are on landscape. So I open the comments first. So you don't have comments there because they are on portrait. So when you click portrait, change the view mode, please. So when you first see the 3-1, they are marked as in red.
Okay.
So you can locate which one is marked as in red. So, but if you leave this page and go back again, so go to the next client and go back to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the problem. Yeah, so it's now marked
So
as
these are marked as red. So even if we have like 10 comments over there, the 10 comments would be marked as red, even if not on view, because you enter this view mode or comment view mode.
So
this,
you might not have scrolled down.
Yes, even not scrolling down. So
Okay,
this is the behavior we did right now.
Yep. But we're at least not making them red while they're sitting on the page, you know, like, and it's immediately not obvious. It's just, if the user didn't scroll down, they might not have a very clear notification when they come back to the page that something wasn't red, which I think for me, I'm a little less concerned about. I totally see the point, and I think it's, you know, completely valid. But I don't know that I would, I'm answering my own question. I don't know that I would hold up a launch over that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the behavior that we actually implemented. Because again, my fault, I missed that little requirement.
So I am so sorry. I'm still not entirely clear. It sounds like maybe we got like a mix of, oh, we need to add some things to meet the requirements, and we're still thinking about adding some new stuff to make it a more robust and friendly product or offer, or like where are we? I feel like we're kind of
let me try to simplify them. We have 2 things right now on our hands. This notification stuff, all this thing that Leonardo just presented to you, like this persisting notifications and everything. And we have the mark notifications as viewed when you actually see it. This is 2 completely separate things. But the question is, first question about this Leonardo's work is, do you want this for the release right now? And the second question is, this requirement that I missed, this is a must have for the release date?
Gotcha.
Yeah, that one makes sense, right? It's a bug. We found it. We know what to do with bugs, right? We bring them up in our daily bug meeting. We get them assigned to somebody, right? We just chunk through them. It's no big deal. Rabina and Brian already have it in their scope of testing. Like, so that doesn't faze me. It's the new stuff. I'm just curious, are we agreeing to do it? Does the product management team want to talk about it some more? I mean, what do we
have more 4 minutes on this meeting?
Yep, no worries. I think I can answer in 4 minutes. So no, it's all good. I think that this is valuable work. I want to keep it. I want to do it for like the following release after. So for the first release, it's the stuff that, you know, was in the documentation. This was new stuff that was discovered during QA. Work's valuable, work's done, pretty darn close to done. We can document it, and then that will be like sort of the next release to add on to and further improve upon the previously released product.
Okay, makes sense.
Great work, Leo, by the way. I really hope you don't feel that I'm in any way diminishing your work. Like,
I don't want to rush anyone, especially when it was pointed out that Rabina should probably have some test plan stuff you know, about this, and then it gives Amanda and Elise some time to wrap their heads around it too. And that way there's just a little less pressure on everyone. Like I don't want it to be rushed, and I want everyone to feel comfortable with it. So
Yeah.
I love it. I just want everyone to be perfect with it.
Awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
So just, you got that in the feature branch somewhere, I assume, Leo?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. All right, perfect. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
If we are
All
still
right.
doing development work on MIST original requirements for this, do we feel that it is ready to go to stage?
I'm sorry?
I do feel it's ready to go to stage.
So
Yeah,
on that note,
but-
I have a request tomorrow to push the hot fixes out. So what I will do, let me look at my meeting schedule really quick. It's kind of like hell tomorrow. Yeah. As soon as I have like even 10 minutes to myself tomorrow, I will try and get commenting moved to the staging branch, since I think we finally got all the hot fixes out of our way. But it's probably gonna, to be honest with you guys, it's probably gonna be late in the day. I am like, there's meeting after meeting after meeting. So as soon as I can, I'll get it moved over.
Although just one thing, I can follow up with you, Nathan, on that individually if we can't get in 2 minutes. But once the hot fixes are out, I would like to give a little bit of time for James White to investigate whether that fixes the hotspot issues.
Okay. Okay.
Because if yes, then sweet, commenting can go up. If not, we should probably hold for a little bit just to give him a day to diagnose.
Awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. I requested the deployment at 3 o'clock. So I will get with you and James White and the three of us, and Brian too, if he wants to. Well, actually, yeah, we'll definitely get Brian. Brian, you and me and James can go on to production and just do a quick, smoke test, make sure everything still works, and see if these questions you have are answered. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
Love it.
And we also have that post-deployment thing where we have to paste some JSON in to like somewhere in the CI app somewhere. So anyways, we'll get that done too.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
One more comment, Amanda. Can you send me the link where you found that requirement? I'm actually looking into Confluence already. I can't find that exactly.
Oh, of course.
Requirement.
Got it right here.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Later.
Awesome
Bye.
job, Leonardo. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice
Beautiful.
job.